Heal TV, Heal TV.
Heal TV, proclaiming Jesus Christ.
January, February, March, April, May, June down to December. God, you've been so good. You've been so good. You've been so good. Count my blessings, name them one by one. You've been so good. I will not forget. I will not forget. I will not forget. You've been my lawyer, shelter, helper, provider, healer, helper, God. I will not forget. I will not forget. I will not forget. You are all I need. You are all I want. Mighty Jehovah. Da 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 da. To me, rain. I say da 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 da. To me, rain. Say that say da 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 da. Oh yeah, da da da. To me, rain. Say da da da. Say da 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 da. Are you there? Oh, for all you done for me, yeah. For my family, yeah. For your provision every day, da 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 da. For the open doors, even for the closed doors, to be raised. You deserve my praise every day, every hour, every time. Take everything away, I will still lift my voice and say, da 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 da. Every day, every hour, you've been good. You've been ready. You have all the power in your hands, da da. The all-knowing God. Yeah. Forever I will sing, da da. Oh. Even when the miracles delay, I will still sing, da 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 da. Take all the glory. The devil doesn't like when I proclaim his name every day. I don't see the miracles, I will still sing. Oh, thank you. For the cross you died for me, I will still praise you. If all my friends are gone, I find myself alone, I'll sing. January, February, March, April, May, June down to December. God, you've been so good. You've been so good. You've been so good. Oh. Count my blessings, name them one by one. You've been so good. I will not forget. I will not forget. I will not forget. You've been my lawyer, shelter, helper, provider, healer, helper, God. I will not forget. I will not forget. I will not forget. You are all I need. You are all I want. Mighty Jehovah. You are all I need. You are all I want. Mighty Jehovah. Another exciting week again, and I want to say good afternoon to you from wherever you're watching us from. My name is Felis Dadzie. Welcome to Unashamed right here on Hill TV. We say proclaiming Jesus Christ, and definitely I trust you enjoying yourself. I want to apologize for the late start, but I trust we'll have a wonderful time if you are watching us from wherever you are. Today I'm stressed, so I won't talk plenty. I'll just introduce my guest for today, and then we get kicking. But before I get to introduce my guest, if you're watching us on Facebook, we want you to share the stream so that it can be a blessing to someone. Also, you can go on the page if you are alternatively going out. You can go on PROPHET, that's for Prophet, and IGEL, that's for Niger, and GAISIE for Gaze. So Prophet Nigel Gaze, PROPHET space and IGEL space GAISIE. You can go there. We want you to like the page, and also you can share the broadcast. You can watch everything that is happening right here on Hill TV there. Once again, welcome to Unashamed. Right here, we focus on people who are on the front line of the gospel of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. We bring you their story, where they came from, where they are, and where they are going. And I trust it will be an inspiration to all of you that are watching us. Today, we'll get to focus on a man who is not just a pastor or a minister of the gospel. He's a multiple award-winning sound engineer, and he was judged the overall best sound engineer Ghana for the 2019 Shine Awards. He was also one of the people that spearheaded some sound engineering. That's on a professional level in Ghana. Yesterday, when I posted him, a lot of people that know me on my status said, "Oh, that's my boss in sound. That's my boss in sound." And they commonly call him. I'll mention the name very soon. He's worked with artists like Tim Godfrey from Nigeria. He's also worked with Priye in Nigeria and in Tokozo Mambo in South Africa. William McDowell from the USA and the Dinah. Okay, and also the experience with Dinah Hamilton. The just past biggest virtual gospel concert dubbed Hope Concert by Gifty Osei. He was the man behind the sound, right? Okay, I'll introduce him, don't worry. So you'll get to see him. And he also
is a man who is behind the sound wheel during IS Ghana. IS Ghana by Prophet Brian Amwatin, right? Right, Prophet Brian Amwatin. And also, he's a facilitator of Divine Media HD class, an online class for videography, sound engineering, and everything visually decent. He's also a worship leader. He's a speaker for worship concerts, a sound consultancy. He's a minister of the word and a church baby. I'll ask him what the church baby means. If he's a baby for everybody. Yesterday, yes, I forgot. Prophetic Literacy. There was a new show that's coming out. So maybe we'll ask the meaning of baby. You are a church baby, sir. That's how I'll start. You're a church baby, sir.
I'm a church baby.
Okay. I'll host you on that new show. I'll host you there. I'm resigning from the show. I'll take that show. So I'll host you on that show. Then we'll talk about you being a church baby. My guest for today is Pastor Jonathan Kakraba. Welcome, sir.
Thank you, boss.
They said we
Thank
don't
you.
shake, but we're shaking already. But let's just pretend we've not done anything. Welcome.
Thank you, my boss.
All
Thank
right.
you,
How are
boss.
you doing, sir?
I'm fine. I'm cool.
All right.
How
All
you
right.
feel?
I'm blessed. I'm blessed. Well,
you.
Pastor Jonathan Kakraba is our guest for today. If you're watching us on Facebook, you can share. If you're watching us on television, you go get your friends, your loved ones, and tell them that Unashamed is on. How do you feel for, you said you've done 20 something years, 20 plus years in terms of sound engineering?
Yes, sir.
Okay. How do you feel about the works that you've done so far?
I feel humbled every time that as someone like me, God also can use me to also be a servant, to serve in the back line, so which I'm so grateful for. So it's an honor and a privilege for me to also serve under such great ministers of God that you've mentioned their name.
Okay, and you are the overall best sound engineer. That's in Ghana, 2019 Shine Awards.
Sorry, it's 2018 actually.
2018 Shine Awards. So what happened to 2019? You gave it to one of your small boys.
They are yet to come out with another one. But it was. I didn't know that I was even going to get to that level. But it also humbled me in a way, because at the end of the people that we had that was also nominated also my seniors. It doesn't make me better than them, but it's just an appreciation being given to me, and which I thank the Almighty God for such an appreciation given to me.
Okay. All right. Let's start with your life. And lest I forget, you have to sanitize your hand. Make sure you sanitize your hand, and also you are on your face. Not that I have this thing, but I'm telling you, precautionary measures. Just as it's scrolling on our screen, make sure you are doing so. And also, you've worked with a lot of artists. We'll get to go there. If someone meets you and says, I've heard a lot about you, like I was talking about, I've heard Ray talk about you, Raymond talk about you, Jojo speak about you, and just when I was coming, and I have a friend, he also does sound for Alive. He was talking about you. And they get to talk highly of you, that you are an expert in sound. For those who don't know you, if you are asked to give a curriculum vitae about yourself, how would you describe yourself, sir?
First of all, if someone asks me that, I'm just a young boy that God has used me all these years to do sound. For instance, people know me in the area of sound, but I'm just a young man that's loved the Lord, and I love to serve.
You love to serve?
I love to serve.
Okay.
And I love the Lord, and I do all these things passionately, and this is who I am.
Okay.
Because God can decide to take all this stuff away from you, but that doesn't describe who I am.
Okay.
You understand? I just love God for what He has given me. Even for life, I'm so grateful to have such an opportunity to be doing this. Even for me to be here, it's just by the grace of God. And, and that's how.
That's it, eh? Did you know this was what you were going to do all your life? Since you were young, that I'm going to be a sound engineer. You don't get to hear people say that, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I'll first of all thank the Almighty God for such opportunity. But first of all, I'd like to thank my biological father who introduced me into this. He's a musician actually. So he, as a tender age, I've been hearing music
and all that
at home, following my dad to the studio. So my ears was open to such environment. So I began to have that interest at a younger age, but he didn't want me to dive into it because he knows the challenges and all that. But I had that great passion for it. So when I was young, I knew that I'll have something to do with music. So I was happy when I started coming to church, hearing sound and music, choir, anything that has to do with sound. I just so from the tender age, I knew that I will have to do something with music, but I didn't know I was going to go
deep into music.
Into it. Yeah.
Okay. When you were asked as a child, Kakraba, I know that's how they used to call you when you were a child, right? Or how did they used to call you as a child?
I know people are watching. If I mention it, people. Oh, but people call. I'm not ashamed. So they used to call me Papa. So
Papa.
Yeah. So that's.
Oh, no wonder you are the Papa of sound. Where from that name? Is it Papa or Papa?
Papa. So that's
Papa,
what.
Okay.
Like you have a home name that they call you.
That they call you. Okay.
Yeah. So Papa or Junior. That's what. My mom calls me Junior, but Papa is everybody.
Everybody's name.
Or maybe JK or Kakraba or Jonathan is. I have different names that people call me. So
due to where you get to find yourself.
Yeah. So if you call me Papa, I know where I know you from. If you call me Jonathan, I know where I know you from.
Okay. So Papa from.
So if you call Papa, that means that I grew up with you when I was very, very young.
Jonathan.
School days.
Kakraba.
And I know that you know me through the music.
That means you're a client.
Yeah.
Kakraba means you are a client. Okay.
Exactly.
All right. Amazing. Okay. So you growing up, what was your future ambition then, apart from the sound thing?
I wanted to go into agriculture actually.
Agriculture.
Yeah. Okay. I love plants. Especially I love animal stuff. So I have that passion for that, which I still have though, but I just detour to sound. But I'm really happy with this because I'm a testimony of the prayers that I prayed before, and I said, God, if you call me to do this, He should direct me to the right people, the right places, and here I am today. He's still directing me to places as such, and I know there are greater heights that He's taking me, which I'm very appreciative to.
And you're a pastor too.
Yes.
A lot of people are aware of that side of you.
A lot of people are not aware.
They are not aware.
Yeah.
Oh
no.
Do you play worldly shows?
It's not. I'm a professional.
You're a professional.
So I can say that I do 80% of what I do is Christian content. Okay. But 20% are corporate. Okay. And all that. So that's what I do.
Okay. So they are corporate.
Yes.
Okay. A little bit of the world. So, have you done something for worldly artists before?
If you find me doing work like that, that means that it's a corporate thing. I'm doing. But and they are all friends. So I love to serve everybody.
You love to serve everybody.
Yes.
Okay. We'll get there. We'll talk about sound engineering deep. Let's get to talk about why are you laughing and why are you smiling.
I know my friends they start calling me, but
they'll start calling you. Interesting. Let's talk about your growth. You said your father was an influence to you.
Sure.
You grew up seeing him do what you do.
Yes.
But you've taken it on a larger scale.
Yes.
Okay.
My father was into a band, so when I go to school, I follow him to rehearsals, even going to police depot to meet the police band and all that. And when he goes to record, I follow him at night, being at the studio whilst they are mixing and all that. So I developed the interest. So he introduced me into live band. So I used to pack the instruments. We're only two guys after the show. We'll pack the instruments, fix it and all that. So I had that interest. And before, when I joined IBW, now Royal House Chapel, I had greater influence also. And my father, Reverend Sampanchianko, has been a greater influence also. He has been very hard on me, and which has made me so. And doing that also, I was also serving the late Daninete also.
Okay.
But not, I was serving as a technical guy, fixing stuff, and I joined to back him singing, and there I met my immediate boss also, Joe Metal, which I am his sound engineer, and through that I met a lot of wonderful people all the way.
Would you say you are accomplished in the sound engineering world, in the music world? Would you call yourself accomplished, or would you say you are fulfilled in what you're doing, sir?
I'm still learning.
You're still learning.
I'm still learning. But I feel, when I look back where I'm coming from, I have this gratitude that, Charlie, it hasn't been easy, because if it's not God, I'm nobody. I don't even deserve to be here being interviewed, because this no, who will call a background person and that kind of stuff. So for me, it's a humble beginning, and I always looked at myself that I'm where I am because grace. So without that, I don't see myself where I am. So I feel honored, and I thank God for such things that He's doing. Sometimes some of the things that come my way, I'm really surprised, and it makes me humble. It makes me thank Him when I pray. It makes me also wonder the goodness of the Lord. You understand?
Okay.
I stand in awe when things keep on occurring on my life.
Okay, let's get to talk about. We're still talking. We're still unveiling.
But you are sweating more than me. It was cool
down. I sweat a lot, and also because of where I'm coming from.
Sure.
I've been roaming today. I've been working today. Anyway, so should I go for a break so that you can relax?
Oh no, boss.
You are sweating inside.
Oh, I'm cool. I'm cool. I'm cool.
You're cool.
I'm
Okay.
cool.
Okay. Anyway, let's get to talk about your. We are still on your life. You were influenced by your father. Take us through your education. How was education for you?
Education was a bit rough.
Was a bit rough. Okay.
It was a bit rough, but I thank God for the kind of education I had, because I grew up from a house where you were self-taught at home. Then going to school, you have to learn certain things all by yourself.
Oh, you were self-taught?
At home before.
At home?
Yeah, you know, you have to grow in the house before you go to class 1. So A is for apple, B is for boy. So I learned all those stuff at home before I started going to school. And I knew that it got to a time I was grateful for the process that God took me through. After JSS, I did electronics at school, and which I didn't know that it was a stepping stone introducing me into sound engineering. So I would say that my education has really, really catapulted me to where I find myself today, and which I'm still learning in my little way and all that, which I'm so grateful.
Okay, all right. So it was a bit. Where did you attend your school, sir?
I'm not such a person. I'm a pure product of grace. So if I'm going to mention big schools, no. I did primary, I did JSS, and I went to straight to technical, which is an NVTI. But even the NVTI, we're doing the backdoor education. So that's where
NVTI, is it the one?
Yes.
Okay, just has a border with ATTC.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. So I did that, and also have to go to electrical shop, also learn from somewhere also. So they're all in a process, just putting me into where I find myself now.
Okay.
Which I'm grateful.
You're grateful.
I'm grateful. So if I'm able to express myself with you, I am not a product of maybe a big school but I've been able to work with elderly people that have been able to teach me, and sometimes learn and read stuff for myself. So
you learn and read stuff.
Yeah. So anything I find around, I'll learn. As you are speaking, I'm learning from you because.
Oh, I beg you.
Yeah. When you approached me, your talking voice was different. Running production, you have a different voice, and which I'm also learning also, which I need to step up whatever I'm doing. So I've learned something from you.
You see, he's convincing me so that I'll not ask him hard questions, but I'll still bring you the hard questions.
Oh,
that's
don't worry.
not a convincing.
I don't have a problem.
You don't have a problem at all.
Oh, boss, bring it on.
We're still talking to Pastor Jonathan Kakraba. Right here on Unashamed. I trust you're having a wonderful time. I repeat again, we're live on Prophet Nigel Gaze's page on Facebook. You go on the PROPHET for Prophet, NIGEL for Nigel, and GAISEI for Gaze. You go on there, and we want you to share whatever question you have for Pastor Jonathan Kakraba. You can send it on that page, and then we will get to ask him. During the course of the program, we will also open our phone lines, and then you will get to talk to him. Today, I told you we're taking a little 10, and we'll not just talk about ministry and all that. We'll also get to talk about behind the scenes, what takes place when you go to church, when you hear the sound, what you hear, the people that are behind it, and what takes place in their lives, how they got here. And definitely, if you also want to be an astute sound engineer, I think, or you know someone who wants to be an astute sound engineer, you tell the person that we're live on Hill TV with Unashamed, and Pastor Jonathan Kakraba is our guest. You wanted to do agriculture. You found yourself doing something in terms of NVTI, right? You did mechanics, right?
That's electronics.
Electronics.
Yeah.
Okay. Does it lead to sound?
Yeah, it's the basis of sound engineering.
It's the basis of sound engineering.
No, like it made me appreciate a lot of things that I learned when I was very young.
Okay.
Like if I see a gadget and it has a problem, before I send it to the repairer, sometimes I know the problem. So, but I'll give you a professional space so that you work. But sometimes if you want to take me there, I can meet you at the point of
Meet
your.
you at the point.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you do that to your father? Arranging stuff for your father. You said your father introduced you to studio sessions, introduced you to live programs,
Yeah.
and you usually used to pack stuff for your father.
Exactly.
Did you, at a point in time, find fault in some of the gadgets and you tried repairing it?
No.
You didn't do that?
My experience electronically wasn't the best. Sometimes I've seen things happen at this class and all that. So I wasn't happy doing electronics because that was not what I wanted to do because
Okay.
I was there because Daddy says that that's what you have to do for now.
That's what your dad said.
Yeah, because he was a bit hard on me taking that decision, right? Because you can't decide for yourself because I got some of my schools. So, and some of them even writing to me that I've got admission. And even I got scholarship, but my father said no. He wants me to do the electronics.
Was he a man of God?
No. But
Was he spiritual?
Yeah, my father is spiritual.
Was he spiritual?
Yeah.
Did he tell you the intention or the motive behind the choices he made for you?
You know, we don't have such. It's rather unfortunate that, but it's fortunate actually, because all things work together for our good. My father is not the one that will tell you that, explain to you, but when he makes a decision, you need to follow up. And I'm really grateful for such decision he made for me, strong decision, which I met a lot of nice people on the way. If I knew that I was doing a Greek, I would not be sitting here. I'm sure I'll be by the farms and it will get me other doors open too. But I'm grateful that I'm in a path that God has to use him to do that. So although he was doing both gospel and secular. The word is secular, not worldly. It's secular.
Not
so
corporate.
Not worldly.
Not worldly. Not worldly. You said corporate.
Yeah,
and I also said worldly. So all of us, we are wrong. Don't mind us.
So I had that, and I'm so grateful for that.
For that, okay.
Yeah, but gospel, I'll say that from my dad, my mom, especially my entry was IBW's Royal House Chapel.
Royal House Chapel.
Hearing those sounds in church, those kind of music, it got my interest really, really high. So I started gathering a lot of songs, listening to them, following.
That's after school.
Between doing school and all that, I can go out of Accra, go to Takra just to go and copy songs and come back. Those times, just copy songs on CD and come back and all that. So I was doing that, and I thank God for that. I didn't understand. I was so angry at my dad at a point because I didn't get the schools of my choice. I was doing something that I was not happy with. Daytime, you go to school. In the afternoon, you have to go to the electronic shop where your teacher is teaching you different color codes. And when you go to the shop, your master also is teaching you something else. And you know, it wasn't easy. But I knew that at a point, I knew that God was doing something. So I have to just go with the process.
Did you ever tell your father about the disappointment you had in terms of he making choices for you at such a decisive moment in your life?
Oh, I'm being taught in such a way that you can address your dad in a certain manner. So
no, I mean when you grew up.
No, still he's my dad.
Okay,
so certain respect I need to give to him.
You need to give to him.
But it wasn't regret. Then I was young. I was so sad within me, but I now appreciate what he has done. Those times I will not be allowed to go and play with certain people outside the house. When you go, you come back, you be cane. But now seeing those people that I grew up with, I can see a great difference. So I really appreciate God for the kind of dad I had also. I'm so grateful for that.
Would you have trained your child just the same way your father did to you?
No. Now, you know, those times we used to ground stuff in the apotoyua and all. Now we have blender. So the children that we have today, they are different from those days.
Exactly.
I think the kind of children that we have today, you need to explain to them, make them understand why you are making a decision for them. I think that it's not a matter of beating them, but making them understand why you are doing something. So those are the kind of crop of children we have now. So it's quite different. So we need to find how to vary the two.
If your child told you that, Daddy, I want to be a sound engineer, or I want to play drums in the church, I want to be a bass guitarist, I want to be a lead guitarist, would you allow your child?
Yes, yes. You know, I'm a product of what I had when I was young till now. So if my child wants to do that, fine. But I also encourage him to educate himself, because that's very, very important. In as much as you have to do this and that, you need to educate yourself. And if you want to detour to go and do professional music and all that, why not? Why not? You might not know what God is doing, so why not? So I believe that if it's a decision he wants to take and all that, I will encourage you to do that, because there's a blessing attached to it, but you need to do it in a professional way also, which I encourage him to go deeper into it.
Okay. Let's get to talk about when you started developing that serious passion. You are a sound engineer.
Exactly.
Apart from sound engineer, what do? You
you
play the keyboard?
No.
Do you play the
those ones don't go. I can play bits of the drum.
You can play bits of them.
The drum, but I can lead worship, which
you can lead worship.
I love
too.
worship.
Okay.
Worship is me.
Okay.
I love worship. Anything that has to do with worship, you find me there.
You find. Okay. At what point did you develop that passion? Did you recognize that passion? That's the correct word to use. At what point did you recognize that passion and said, "This is what I need to develop"?
When I joined IBWC, then now
International Beautiful
International Bible Worship
Bible
Center.
Worship.
Now Royal
Royal
House
House
Chapel.
Chapel, okay.
When I started listening to the praise and worship leaders, the choir, and all that, which the choir I am in Voices in Worship when I joined, and I begin to see myself that, this is a place I love to be, because I myself in the atmosphere of worship. Take me out of that. I'm just an ordinary person. So even in doing sound, I'm a worshiper also, because sound in itself for me is a ministry.
Okay.
People do it as a profession or take out thing, but I see this as a ministry also. While someone is singing, you need to be very worshipful before you even tweak something or do something. So I'm also part of the team also. So worship is what I live on, and that's what I do. Yeah.
Okay. Let's talk about your journey. You are a worshiper. We'll look at the two sides. Let's look at sound engineering. And normally, sound engineers are not really on the limelight like that. The only time we get to hear them is when the pastor wants them to increase their microphone, or when the praise and worship leader does this. That means you should. You know what I'm talking about? When they do this, that means you should. Tell us about your journey. Where did you start your sound engineering craft?
I would say I start with my dad.
Your dad, okay.
I start with my dad, and then I joined the church taker department also. Then I did a short course with TVO Lamte. It has been a great influence also upon my life, and that man showed me how, in terms of having a raw passion and talent, but I got to learn some things down the way. Going to Vision Audio Lab. Yeah, exactly.
Vision.
So,
that's where you learned it.
No, I
you developed it.
No, I already developed, but I have to add up certain knowledge and why am I speaking like that? Don't mind.
Certain knowledge. It's
yeah.
correct.
So I developed that from that point also. You see, or maybe okay, this phone does this. But someone needs to come to tell, okay, you can do extra things with this
phone.
And the approach, and I got a different approach from also learning from him also, and also following my pastor I learned on the job also whilst going up.
Okay, you learned on the job whilst going up.
It's mixed.
Mixed,
I can't define it, because you don't need to teach me something, you understand, and it's a gift that I know that God has given me. If I hear you do it, I can imitate that. If I hear you do, like you speaking like that, I can imitate you right now.
Are you sure?
I'm sure.
You can imitate me.
I can imitate you.
Okay, so when you come and sit here, and I'll come and sit here before we close. Then you do everything that you did. Then we'll wrap up.
Yeah. So when I see you doing anything, just show me that. Sometimes you don't need to teach me, but I'll find my way, learning it also. And that's one thing also I thank God that He has given me.
Okay, professionally. Did you start in the church? Your professional work.
Yeah. How should I put it? I was doing it because of passion. I was not doing it because I want to be paid. I want to receive stuff. I just love what I do.
Okay.
So if they said we have to sleep and set up, I would sleep and set up.
Okay.
It wasn't because of I want to gain something out of it, but I just love what I did. And my pastor, I didn't force. He was like, "Oh no, if this guy is doing well, let's put him on payroll." And that was like appreciation and all that. He said I started receiving it and all that, but I wasn't doing it because of I want to gain some money out of it. But I happen to find myself in a professional way, but I still see this as a ministry also.
What things did you learn serving your pastor? You still serving?
Yeah, I still sing with the choir. I'm a praise and worship leader,
Okay.
but it's rather unfortunate that because of work, serving a lot of people and all that, sometimes it takes me out of church and all that. But that's where I church.
That's
Royal House
where
Chapel
you
is my
Royal
church.
House Chapel
Yeah.
in your church. Serving there in the early days. I know you didn't just start out and then you just
no.
Yeah, so you served there a bit. What were some of the things you learned from the Apostle General that you say had been imprinted in your spirit?
Apostle General, Royal House is the whole university. You need to be graduated, and for me to see certain things, I have to go through Royal House Chapel. And I love my pastor because he's not a kind of pastor that or him. No, you can't impress him. You understand? He's
You
a
can't
man.
impress him.
No, he's a man of a spirit. So I learned the hard way. You know, sometimes you think you are doing something right. Say no. What you are doing is wrong, and even address you while church is going on.
Once church is going on,
Oh, yeah.
I've seen a lot of sound engineers being addressed. Don't you feel bad about it?
Oh, you feel bad. There are times you have to cry. There are times.
Have you cried before?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. He has even cried before with me that I should go. He has sacked me. I should go. There are several times he has sacked me and all that. But I'll still come back to church.
You'll still come back to church, okay.
No matter what he will do, he will still find me at the sound point. So I love my father because he has been a source of inspiration, and I've learned how to be patient also.
Patient also.
Yeah, and time is a revelation. Time reveals. So being at church, working and all that, and doing the sound, I've learned how to endure. When some of the things there's leadership. You understand? You can't go behind your leader to go do something. So you have to learn how to respect leadership, how to work with people as a team, and how to coordinate between departments and all that. So I learned all that from Rouse, and which I'm so grateful. And I've learned how to is it tolerate or tolerate a lot of stuff.
You've tolerated a lot of stars.
And like if I go somewhere and someone is giving you pressure, I've seen worse than that. So that doesn't scare me. So it has built me to be very bold in whatever, to be even expressive, because you can't just come to my church and come and sing without being expressive. Explain the song, give scriptures to it. Don't just come and go. My song is entitled Wawumiaba. No. Yeah.
Why do you use that song? My song is
No, you need to have a storyline.
A storyline, okay.
A testimony or something backing what you are doing.
Okay.
So that place, it's a training ground for all of us.
It's a training ground for you. Okay. How do you, or let me say, what is your relationship with all the musicians you've worked with? When you finish answering, I'll ask you some of the musicians you've worked with and how you got to work with them. How is your relationship with them?
Relationship is everything.
With Danny, okay, you finish up.
Relationship is I can say that, I can boldly say that I'm where I am because of relationship. Because I'm here even because of relationship. If it's not because of someone, I will not be here. You understand? I don't want to go deeper, but I'm here because of relationship. Okay. And the kind of work I get is based on recommendation.
Recommendation, okay.
So I believe in one thing, that there are places that I cannot speak for myself. It is by my relationship with someone before I can be recommended. So relationship is very, very key to whatever we are. In everything that you do, even David, for him to get that opportunity to go before the king, it was a servant that introduced him. Okay. It wasn't any of the big men. So sometimes I'm that type that you need to treat everybody right. You don't need to see the person in that kind of level before you give that respect to. The small boy, your experience with him can tell if he can speak good about you. You understand? So I believe that everybody is important in whatever we are doing. So cameraman, sound engineer, electrician, everybody, you're dealing with them opens the next door for you. So you meet me with my other colleagues, the instrumental, we don't talk about music. We talk about normal lifestyle and all that. So through that, I've been recommended places that even I don't deserve, I don't qualify, but based on recommendations, I'm being able to get some of the work to also help.
All right. You have worked with musicians, and I mentioned their names before we started the interview. Have you worked with pastors we don't know, apart from the Apostle General?
Yes, I work with pastors there. I work with Brian Khan.
Prophet Brian Khan.
Yeah, I've worked with
him.
In
Ghana or outside?
No, here in Ghana.
Okay.
I work with some other pastors outside Ghana also. I work with IS. I started doing some for IS through Jometil. Yeah, we are not doing IS. For pastors, I can mention over and over and over.
Okay, so let's mention some.
You see, I don't want to mention so that I don't forget someone's name.
No, if you forget,
I know. Someone will mention so you didn't mention my church name there. So let's
keep that. I now understand.
But when
you
it comes
with pastors,
a lot of pastors.
Have you enjoyed it?
Oh yeah, I enjoyed it. Some of them are wonderful and fearfully made. I enjoy, but okay. no matter what, how professional you are, if an oil or a hand is being laid on a man of God, you need to give that respect. And I don't discriminate. You need to respect every man of God. Okay. If it's a pastor ordained, you don't need to judge him. God himself will judge a man of God. So I'm not here to judge any man of God, but it's fantastic working with men of God.
Okay. How did you meet Tim Godfrey? Because you worked with him before.
Tim Godfrey, I was working on Prie's project, Prie, when he came to record in Ghana here. So he was part of the artists that were...
Okay, you record too?
Yeah, I recorded Prie, and I did the live sound also. So I do studio recording, I do multi-tracking. So with Joe Metal, most of his, from day one, I've been recording his album till now. And
wow.
And also I happen to be recording with Daniel Hamilton, also do the live sound and record her also. So with gospel, I can say that by the grace of God, almost most of the gospel events, gospel artists I've had MOG, Pastor Isaiah, almost everybody.
Okay.
It's a family.
It's a family. Okay, so you met Tim Godfrey in Ghana?
Yes.
Okay.
So even if it wasn't for the lockdown, I should be in Nigeria also working for other. I don't want to mention any, but it's linked to most of them also. I should be working in Nigeria also.
Okay. All right. You spoke about prayer too.
Yeah.
Yes, it was through him that you met Tim Godfrey,
yeah.
right? Okay. What about in Tokozo Mambo?
It's
That's
through
South Africa, right?
Joe Metal.
Through Joe Metal.
I think the first recording, Son of Praise he did at Roman Ridge Assemblies of God. I happened to meet in Tokozo, and also when Tokozo came to Ghana for Joe Metal's concert, I happened to also work with her. So it's through somebody I get to meet all of them. So,
okay.
Yeah. William McDowell also was amazing. It was true. That one, it was a testimony actually.
When we come back, you share that testimony with us. We still have Pastor Jonathan Kakraba right here on Unashamed. I trust you're enjoying. I saw a picture there. You explain the picture when you come back. And I will do some few throwbacks and then you tell us how the grace of God has pushed you there. My name is Felis Dadzie. You're still watching us on Hill TV, and this is Unashamed. When we come back, the conversation continues. Don't go anywhere.
Over, I depend on you. January, February, March, April, May, June down to December. God, you've been so good. You've been so good. You've been so good. Count my blessings, name them one by one. You've been so good, I will not forget. I will not forget. I will not forget. You've been my lawyer, shelter, helper, provider, healer, helper, God. I will not forget. I will not forget. I will not forget. You are all I need. You are all I want. Mighty Jehovah.
All right, you're welcome back. Watching the best Christian television station. The best Christian television station. The best. I want it to sink in you. The best Christian television station. Hill TV right here on your multi-TV channel. And also live online on PROPHET space NIGEL space GEL space GAISIE. That is Prophet Nigel Gazy. Well, if you have any comments, you can send us a comment on Facebook and we will read them out. Very soon we'll open the phone lines. We still have Pastor Jonathan Kakraba right here. And you said you were going to tell us about the testimony with William McDowell. That's a big gospel artist from the United States.
I think the first time I heard him, I saw something. Like what's the word? I saw myself liking what he does. Like I see myself in what he does.
You saw yourself in what he does.
Yeah.
As in terms of the praise that he was singing.
The worship. I just connected to him the first day I heard his first song. I was like, wow, who is this person? I started following him and all that. So
which song was that? Nobody Great?
No.
Okay.
That's way back. That's way back. So sometimes we go for program. You don't have money for tickets. So I came early to just dodge the security and all that, so that I can be inside, so that when they start the show, I'll be there. Okay. So I was there, and the engineer that's supposed to come with them had a delay in flight, so he couldn't make it. So I was there, and then I started hearing my name. Oh, Kakraba go fit do am, Kakraba go fit do am. I say, hey, people could down. So like everybody, the instrumentalist, oh, Kakraba can do it, Kakraba can do it. I'm like, wow. So
the instrumentalist knew you.
Yeah, not the Ghanaian instrumentalists that were playing on the project. So that's relationship, you understand? So everybody was mentioning my name and all that. So wow. So I happened to do the sound, and which it wasn't my equipment. I didn't bring anything. I just came with my mobile phone, trying to sneak in and all that. And I happened to do the sound with them, and they were so much blessed. So I happen to know some of the team members. So anytime they come to Ghana, I know the music director. I know some of them and all that, and it was just amazing. I was so happy working with him, and even it was a blessing. It was a blessing, and everybody I've worked for is a blessing. When I see myself sitting behind the machine, I'm like, Charlie, I keep on telling myself, you don't deserve where you are. This is God. This is God.
Let's see some of your throwback pictures. Maybe some people cannot relate. So we'll have some of the throwback pictures so that you explain. Okay, this one is with Joe Metal.
No,
Which one is that?
This is Choir Experience.
Choir Experience.
The recent one. It's a program I ran.
You ran yourself?
Yeah, I ran it has been about 8 years now doing this program. So this Choir Experience, the recent one at Black City Studio with Overflow and everything.
Overflow Incorporated?
Yeah.
Okay.
So J Loops is my brother and friend. So through that we have to make. So it's something we're going to continue with other choirs and all that. So with the experience, I got this vision out of my choir rehearsal. I enjoy rehearsals than administration.
Why?
Yeah, because rehearsals, you are yourself. Nobody is there to, because it's very difficult singing at church when you have your pastor sitting down watching you
like this
and like this. Whether
he's not smiling, he's not raising his hands.
And I don't want to expose certain things, but let me keep quiet. I know I'll be stoned for that. So I enjoy rehearsal because no pastor is going to tell you that time is up. You can extend your worship, you can extend the music, how you feel and all that. So choir experience was birthed out of choir rehearsal. So it has been it's a spontaneous worship time, and we enjoyed ourselves. If you want, you can go on His Way Music on Facebook. The video is there. You will enjoy yourself. It was remarkable.
All right.
So I started with Expression of Worship. That was 8 years ago.
You do it yearly?
Yeah, every year in the team that comes up.
Okay.
So I started with expressing with worship. Then I continued with I testify about testifying of the goodness of God, what God has done.
Is this when you started?
No, this experience, Kumasi, Dana Hamilton.
Dana Hamilton.
Yeah.
Oh, then you've gained a lot of weight.
I'm sure someone.
Oh no, you've gained a lot of weight.
No, I'm on diet.
You're on diet. Amazing, amazing. So that was Dinah Hamilton. Which one is this?
This is virtual sound. We're doing the Nord, unveiling the Nord keyboards.
Okay.
So I happen to be doing the sound for that production. This is virtual sound. Yeah.
Okay, that's virtual sound.
Yeah.
Okay. If you will have the next one, you are unveiling keyboards and all that. The machines. Are there schools that teach these, or for someone who wants to be a sound engineer? I'm sure this one is recent, right?
Yeah, this is when Corona came in fresh. You have to sanitize the board and all that. So this is Reverb Studio, the rehearsal studio.
Okay.
And that's where we did the worship cafe with Joe Metal. I think the virtual concert that was aired on the Ghana Embassy, US Embassy.
Okay.
That's the same.
That was like last week, right?
Yeah, that
okay.
was last
week. I think.
But this picture is not last week.
It's
actually.
not last week. Okay.
That's when we're recording the worship cafe with Joe Metal.
Okay. Yeah. All right. You still actively work with Joe Metal?
Yes, Joe Metal is my brother and my boss.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. Let's.
You keep it there.
Joe Metal, we've been backing Danineti from day one.
Day one. Okay.
So I met Joe Metal from there. Denzel, Koda. Koda's wife, Joycelyn, most of the people we met through
Danineti. They were backing him?
Yeah, he has been someone that's really shaping most of us as worshippers.
I wanted to go there. You worked with him for how many years?
Oh, for quite long. On his I Believe project, I was helping fix equipment and all that. And I've done sound.
That's years ago, right?
Yeah, I've done sound for him. That was his first live recording. So I was helping him and all that. And even sending the CDs around, like putting the inlays together, labeling the CDs. I was the one doing all those jobs.
Wow.
Yeah, I did.
Wow.
I go and buy the empty CD pack. And you have to put the inlay. I was doing all those stuff.
There's a technique they use. They don't. Okay.
No. You have to carry it. I was doing that. So the CD has 1 and 2. So I was doing that. And we distribute it and all that. Jometi also did a bit of that also. And also we've released him. And I was still working with him closely before he passed.
Where were you? And when you heard the news that Danineti was gone, how was the feeling like?
I remembered I was riding a motorbike. I was behind a motorbike when I got to church, and Joe called me from London. That's where am I? I said I'm at the church. So he's hearing something, but he doesn't want to believe it. But I should go to Danny's house and check that what's going on. They said Danny has passed. I said, it's not true. I'm not sure. So there I was like, okay. I just picked a car, went to the house. When the mom saw me, started crying. I met Pastor Joslai. That's the only time I cried. I couldn't control myself but afterwards, I still don't believe that he's gone. He still lives in some of us because what he has taught us has really brought us far. And it's okay. I don't want to talk more about that.
I wanted to ask you a question in relation to that, but because it will get you emotional, let me skip that question. Well, let me start picking phone calls as early as possible, so that by 6 p.m. we can close. Or what do you think? Or can go to 8?
I don't mind.
All right, so the numbers will be on our screen, and then we'll start picking up phone calls. We have Pastor Jonathan Kakraba. You can give us a call. Let's do that in the. It will be 6 o'clock soon. Someone is telling me it's not time. It's not time. It's 6 o'clock.
So this atmosphere of miracle.
Atmosphere of miracles.
Jometo, yeah.
Okay. So on my time is 5:15. Yeah. Okay, so I think this is a bit fast.
This is a
Wait.
throwback.
Okay, this is a throwback.
Yeah.
Where
this,
were you?
This Royal House
You,
Chapel.
you were 17 years or 18 years?
Oh no. I was. I was.
You looked young.
I'm still young. I'm not old. I'm
Okay.
still young. Yes.
You're still young.
Yes. By then, I registered in the gym. So by then, I was gymming. So.
Okay, but have you stopped the gym, or you are now a trainer?
I'm doing dieting now. So
Dieting now.
people,
Okay, yes,
yeah,
yes,
I'm doing dieting now.
You've told me. Interesting. For the young ones, this is you working, serving at the Royal House Chapel
Yeah.
International. What does service have to do with you becoming great in terms of you working for God, in terms of sound engineering and production of music for God?
Without service, service is what is needed for you to be where you want to find yourself in, and I'm a product of service, and to serve to the point that you don't feel that you're even serving anymore.
Mm-hmm.
You understand?
Mm-hmm.
Service is everything,
Mm-hmm.
and this one thing I'll encourage any engineer out there: if you want to be great, serve. Service is everything. You begin to learn. Things will be revealed to you whilst you serve. And I know a lot of people want to. There's no jumping place or cutting point to the top.
Mm-hmm.
It's for you to serve. And whenever you serve, you'll be amazed the kind of things that you do. And this takes me back to the scripture. The Bible says that they that wait upon the Lord
Mm-hmm.
shall renew their strength and mount up wings as the eagle.
Eagle, yeah.
The service over there, people always get it wrong. When you go to the restaurant, what do? It's the waiter that serves you.
Okay.
So they that serves upon the Lord shall renew their strength. And if you don't serve, I'm telling you, a kind of storm can hit you. You'll be thrown away. So service is very, very important in whatever we are doing. And I encourage those of you who are so much in a hurry to leave the house of the Lord because you think that out there is a greener pasture or something.
From the house of God to the world.
Yeah, like to professional work and all that. I still serve in the house of the Lord. I see this as a ministry, actually. Although I'm doing professional work, I don't see people want to classify as professional, but I see it as service and all that.
As service.
Yeah, it's still service.
Because no one
too.
can fully pay for what you do.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Oh yes. It's service.
It's service.
It's service. So I have my own explanation for it. People call themselves professional sound engineer, but I serve.
Okay.
I serve.
Sorry
I'm a waiter.
You're a waiter. Sorry for cutting you on that. You were making a very striking statement. You said they shouldn't be in a hurry to move from the world to from
the
church
church
to the world. Have you had sound engineers come to you, young sound engineers come to you? Boss, me at Kayao, I won't go back to the world. I won't go the world, go do something. I won't do not. I don't want to do one for church. I won't do one for the world. Have you had young sound engineers come to you with stuff?
A lot.
Okay.
Number one, you need to have a reference point when you're doing this work. My reference point will always be God. Who are you trying to impress? You understand?
Mm-hmm.
It looks nice sitting behind the big consoles and mixing, and it looks good. I know I put up Office for Today. People feel good about it, but there's a lot of price to pay to get to.
There's a lot of price
to pay to get there. And I'm telling you, if you don't learn how to serve, also you see you will get there, but you lack service, and that's going to expose you also. It's rather painful for you to get there to be exposed than for you to serve and get there to maintain it. So service is very, very important. And all the great people that you see them today doing the mighty works, I can use Joe Mettle for instance. He has served.
Joe Mettle?
Yeah, so if
He
it's
served,
yeah, Joe Mettle was a drummer before for Cindy Thompson.
Wow.
He served through Danny. So if today Joe is enjoying, he's enjoying what he has served. So it's not like you being a songwriter. It's good to write songs, actually. It's good to be talented, but you need to serve under someone.
You'll give us a freestyle before I ask you our next question.
I'm not a singer.
Yeah, I'll give you a freestyle. I can get microphones for you.
I'm not a singer.
But you do something for because you do worship. I saw one of his clip on him doing worship, and I asked him if that's him. So you do a little bit of worship for us, a small one. My hands are lifted.
I'm I'm on diet.
My hands are lifted.
So,
thank you, Lord.
Father, we thank you. Father, we bless you. Amen. That's also worship.
I know, right? But you do that song for us before we go. I love. If we can get the clip again, we'll play the clip. Then when we come back, he will sing on that for us. Of service in a house of God, people who do stuff like you do. Do you think they are underpaid? Or first of all, let me start. Is it right for people who do stuff like you do in the church? Is it right for them to be paid in church? Do they have to take salaries in the church?
That topic is very broad. That topic is very, very
okay.
broad.
I think we have a caller already. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening. Okay, so
Hello,
the numbers are on
evening.
our screen: 0244093032. Yes, good evening, sir. Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening. Please, I want to ask a question.
Okay, Charlie, you people should forgive us. We're trying a lot to bring you the calls in between. Yeah, I know the weather and all that. Yesterday, I was trying to go live on Instagram. I had an Instagram live to do with another television station outside, and they tried connecting. I was on I was on phone for more than 2 hours, and we were connecting. And they don't understand. You know why it will not understand? Why it is raining and network is not working. So it rained yesterday in Accra. If you are not in Accra, so forgive us. And also we were working on our technique, so forgive us on that. But still, you can give us a call 0244-093-032. You can send in a WhatsApp message on that, or on 050-655-4455, and definitely we'll get to answer your questions for you. We have Pastor Jonathan Kakraba right here on Unashamed. You can give us a call on the lines on our screen again, or you go on Facebook, you send in your messages. We'll be reading messages there soon on PROPHET space NIGEL space GAISIE. That is Prophet Nigel Gazy. You go on there, you send your message, I'll read them out, or you send your message on the first line, that's 0244-093-032, and I will get to read them out for you. Or just give us a call simply, and then we will get to talk to you. If we have a caller, I will be elected. I'll talk to the caller. Let me go on Facebook. Let me find out what is happening there. I'll get to ask you some very pertinent questions on ministry too. How you get to combine all these, how you get to structure your time, how you get to have time for God, because it is very easy for you to lose your relationship with God, not or fellowship with God, whilst being busy for God. We'll get to ask you on that. So the salary, that one they here salary in church. Do you think people who are doing sound engineering, behind the music, bass guitar, drums, even singing, do you think they should be giving salaries?
That issue. Fine. Let me quote it in this way.
Sure, sir.
I was doing this. I'll use myself. Mm-hmm. When I was doing this in church, it was pure passion. I was not seeking to get any money being paid or being rewarded. I just loved what I was doing. So when the opportunity came for me to receive salary, although it was salary, but I was still seeing myself like I felt like it's not about the money. You understand?
Okay.
I love what I do.
You love what you do.
But one thing I can advise this way. It's good to have a professional work that you're doing also. Then coming to the house of the Lord, you just giving back your worship to God in the area of sound engineering or in the area of playing instruments, or that's also good. But if you also want to do this as a full-time work also, and there's an opportunity there for you to be paid, why not? But I think that whilst doing that also, don't be comfortable in where you find yourself. Keep on learning something new. Educate yourself. You understand? Whilst you do that also, it attracts other things to you also. David was skillful. He learned to where he was. You understand? So you need to also improve yourself, because you can be paid and you feel okay where you are. you don't want to improve yourself and all that. So I think that education is very key. And even if not even going to school, or even the tool that you have that you are using to serve, learn much more about it also. And I know that ministry is not just in the four corners of the church. Go out there and learn from other people that are doing certain things that you don't even have an idea of also. And it's also important.
All right.
So it's vice versa.
It's vice versa.
Yeah.
Okay, amazing. You are in ministry. You've been ordained.
Yes.
As a pastor.
Yes.
Okay. Was it a call from God too?
So my pastoral ordination was for leadership.
For leadership, okay.
For being a leader, and I was also in charge of my pastor's outreach ministry, going out there, and also being a sound engineer also, and being a choir, being the choir and all that. So through the, I actually went for, I actually was being interviewed for deacon, to be a deacon, but when I was there, my pastor said, "Oh no, this guy qualifies for."
Okay, so like an executive pastor, sort of.
Our system is different. So I was ordained as a junior pastor.
Junior pastor.
So that's that.
Okay. So do you preach in church sometimes?
I preach through my mixer.
You preach through your mixer.
Yeah.
Okay. But when you're busy, in terms of when there is a concert, you go for you work with Joe Metal.
Yeah.
When there's a concert, you get to mix stuff, right?
Yeah.
You get to do a lot of things. When you are in church, when the Apostle General is preaching, like for instance your church is preaching, how do you also get to receive the very best part of the service whilst you are rendering service?
It's being part of the service or being part of the worship.
Okay.
You understand?
But is it possible?
Yes,
you
possible.
being busy and all that, because
it's possible.
Your machine is complicated.
It's possible. So that's why preparation is very, very important before performance.
Okay.
So you understand. So whilst giving the offering back to God, you also need to prepare yourself. Prepare your offering before you give it back to God. You understand. So whilst doing that, also you need to be part of it. You can have a good sound. People will be blessed, and they will leave the grounds or the church or wherever they find themselves with testimonies, and you will be there, not be blessed. So I try as I can to also be part of the service and receive what is being given. If there's a rima, receive it. If there's worship, you need to raise up your hands and be in worship and close your eyes and pray. It's very, very important.
Okay. Let me read some messages on Facebook whilst we're still trying to get our phones right for you. Kwesi Kumse. So let's read it together. Let's read some of the stats together.
No,
so when I read one, then you also
I know my
one.
people. You read it.
Kwesi Kumi says, "Great man, great brother. God bless you."
Let me talk about
Kwesi. We
Kwesi
love
Kumi
you.
Kumse.
Okay, that's what. Kwesi Kumi
That's Jometel's manager.
That's Joe Metal's manager.
This man has been of great influence to me. He's one of the few people that tell Charlie, can you look at this in this point, or can you try to do this and all that? And he's one of the people that will encourage you, Charlie, this that you did was great. Sometimes we have our differences, sometimes we have misunderstanding while production is going on. But we are brothers. He's one of the few people that will tell Charlie, this thing that you are doing, Charlie, can you do it more? Do it more. When I'm doing the choir experience, you can watch, Charlie, your program was great. I think that if you do it this way, it will help. And I think that, your program you did the other time, the sound was on point. Or I think that you had a little challenge. There are a few people that will tell you the truth. You understand? And I really appreciate him for that. Thank you so much, Kubi Kums. You know the love is
Why
deep.
do they call you plantain chips?
I'm not. I don't know.
Someone said Daniel Isa is plantain chips.
I don't know. He's attached to his name, so I don't.
Luigi McLean says you are a blessing, Pastor. Oh, I love that man. Luigi McLean. Fantastic, amazing guy. Amazing.
And he's one of the
I've never met him before, but I love him.
He's one of the few people also. The little that you do, he really appreciates it. Sometimes he called me and tell me, "Oh, Pastor K, thank you." I was like, "This is nothing," and he's really humble.
Okay.
He's really humble.
Okay.
I just love him, Luigi. The love is deep.
All right. I see Zaratu Obaka says hi. Emilia Hosanna says, "Amen." The power to serve. Why is it that Facebook? You people should work on your on your stuff. We should be able to read comments while it's going on. Are you able to read? Are you able to read? Okay. So read
so
some.
Omari Kisi say, "Pastor Kakraba, you are a singer as well."
Oh, how are you?
Is that something you have to explore later? Hey, yes.
That's Omari Kisi.
Yeah, he's a
He's a friend of mine. I love him so much. Omari Kisi.
those people, they're just giving me pressure.
And Omari can sing.
Hey, that
Omari's
man.
voice is
No,
amazing.
that man. He's an apostle of music.
He's an apostle of music.
Yeah, he's been decorated with music.
Yeah, and sometimes I watch his page. He can correct people, and I'm like, wow.
Oh, he's a great guy.
Wow.
And these
He's
are
a great
some of the
guy.
few
I love him.
young
I
guys
love
that are helping when it comes to gospel music of today.
Music, yeah.
Or Marie,
Yeah.
there are lots of them. We need to really appreciate them.
Yeah.
They are doing so well.
Yeah. Okay, all right. So, Emmanuel Brown also says Papa Kakraba is a man of service. I love him, pa. Okay.
So this Nana Hesi Ojiri, Pastor Jonathan Kakawa is a nice person to work with, but the way this pastor made me carry speakers at Royal House, my God,
You made him carry speakers at the Royal
you
House.
make you carry like a
Why?
black
Why-
monkey.
why
But
do you
today,
make them-
I look back and say KB is a friend, bro.
Okay.
God bless you. No, yeah, the speakers, we've all carried the speakers. You know, when you carry something, and when you are playing it, you appreciate it. You understand? So those processes are so much important. And today he's working at the Flagstaff House, and he said, "Brother, I can take my phone and come." You see, sometimes through service, the people that you meet and you don't know what God is doing with their lives. And today I'm so grateful when I see him making headlines and all that. I'm so proud of my brother. God bless you so much, Nana.
Okay. They said, please, how did I Like It come about? Or is me that I'm not?
Yeah, I like it. So we have what we call I Like It Media, and I Like It Radio.
Okay.
Which I play song. So I Like It is something that it's a whole sermon on its own. So I like it when you love something, you definitely like it. So that one we'll talk about.
When you
it.
what?
When you love something, you definitely like
Rewind
it.
and press play. When you
Love something, you definitely like it.
Okay. I used to do sound back in high school, and it's very interesting. Right now, I'm thinking of taking a course in sound engineering as a career. You are one person I look up to. Big ups, Kakraba. Okay.
So Nana also, I also believe that Reverend Sam Kwanchanka played a part in Kakabe's career when in the middle of the service, the soulful would shout, "Kakraba, my son." That part has really made him fame. Yeah. My pastor can even leave the sermon and come and address you. And he God bless you, man of God. God bless you, man of God. You know, there's some fire, you need it for you to be refined.
Yeah.
And those fire, sometimes we never appreciated it, but now we appreciate that we went through the fire.
Okay.
We still go through that fire.
Okay.
Yeah.
You still go through that fire?
Yes.
It's still there?
Yes.
Amazing. Have you ever thought of giving up on whatever you do in church at a point? Did you ever think of giving up due to challenges, due to difficulties? Did you ever think about it?
Oh, there'll come in a time that sometimes that you find yourself all by yourself, that you but I've learned to encourage myself in the Lord. And sometimes there's nobody there. You find yourself, nobody to talk to you, to find how you're feeling, how things are going with you. And I've learned how to encourage myself. Sometimes if you have to cry and sleep at night just for you to feel good in the morning, it's very, very important. But when you wake up in the morning, don't let anybody see the tears on your eyes. So they feel sometimes that you want to give up, but you need to press on when it feels like giving up. It's like prayer. When it feels very hard, you need to pray more. And one aspect of this work that we do is prayer.
Prayer.
I'll raise my hands that there's no day that I'll go into production or handle sound without praying, because what we are doing, we are waging war also. And so giving praises and worship to God. The enemy doesn't like it, you understand? So whatever he will do to attack you over there, so if you're not prayerful and you don't commit your tools into the hands of the Lord, it will also deceive you or cause you great issues. So I make sure that I'm a testimony of prayer, because if you don't add prayers to it, because there are times that there are certain things I do, something will happen, I'll just have direction, oh, touch this knob, touch this cable. You understand? It happens most of the times. And there's some sound that we happen to get. I'm like, this, I have nothing to do with it. I know it's God. Because with the time and the space that we have, we're not supposed to get that kind of sound. And I know that it's just the hand of God.
Okay.
So prayer is very important.
Prayer is very important. Emmanuel Brown says, hey, carrying speakers and sleeping in a church to make things happen. Dear It pays a lot. Donaldson B. Eric, it says, Felix, I'm so proud of you. I've enjoyed every bit of your programs from your experienced ownership. Thank you so much. He says, God bless you and keep it. Pastor Jonathan, has encouraged me in a habit of serving. I am grateful. Thank you so much, Donaldson B. Eric. Okay. Okay, you can read the next one. We're working together. So let's do this.
Some of them, if I'm going to read, I'll.
Uh-huh.
I used to do sound. Okay, you've already.
Okay, yes,
Nanaya Frimpong. Please, how did you? Okay, I like it.
Yes, I like it.
She been liking it, so so Pastor Kakaba has been mono for too long. It's time to get stereo. I don't know what brown means.
What's the meaning, mono and stereo?
He's being technical, but
okay. Let me pick up a caller. Sorry on that. Hello, good evening.
Hello.
Yes, hello, good evening. Your name and where you're calling us from?
This is Thomas. I'm calling from Nima.
From where?
Nima.
From Nima. All right, we have Pastor Jonathan Kakraba right here. Please go ahead.
Yeah, I want to say God bless him. I admire him a lot. Yeah, I personally met him at Pastor Isaiah's show.
Okay.
Director worshiper.
All right.
Yeah. So I just got to say God bless him, and like we look up to him. He's somebody I want to be like.
Okay.
is it the Thomas? Is it the Thomas that I know? Oh, it's one of the giants when it comes to sound engineering. And this man, I can say that he has served, and he's one of the people also that takes the pressure from church. I don't want to mention those ones, but he's a strong man.
He's a strong man.
Thomas, God bless you for what you do for church, and I really appreciate it. We even this one thing also people didn't know. Sometimes there are times that we have fights and all that. I had an experience with him, but today we are best of friends that we can call each other and that's how we have to. God bless you, my boss. I miss you.
Oh, I think it's offline. Oh, Thomas, bless you for calling. Do you think sound engineering in Ghana has a future?
Oh yes, it has a future.
Do you think gospel music in Ghana has a future?
Yeah, it has a future.
It has a future?
Yeah, it has a future.
Why do you say so? Because apart from your friend and your boss and your brother, that's Joe Metal, no gospel artist has been able to rock shoulders with worldly artists. Rock shoulders in terms of YouTube streams, in terms of performances, in terms of branding and visibility. The only one that we get to see, that we got to see with Brandon is Kwesi Otin, but now he's pastoring, so I understand he has a lot on his hand. Why is it that we don't get the visibility from gospel musicians in Ghana going worldwide, or from Ghana going, because we have a lot of talent, but they are known by just the gospel fraternity. We have great talent. We have Diana Hamilton, but very limited to those who are in church, like check. I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I understand.
MOG, amazing artist, but known mostly by those in the charismatic church. Joe Metal, because of what he does, he is one of our biggest exports in terms of music. But apart from them, we don't get to see visibility in terms of gospel music, rocking shoulders with the world. In Nigeria, you get to find out Tim Godfrey, you get to find Sinach, Frank Edwards, Prayer, as of 2017. You get to find a lot of these gospel musicians, even with gospel groups. There is a gospel group in Nigeria. I don't know if you've worked with them, Avalanche.
I've heard the name, but I've not
from
worked with
Koza. They rock shoulders with worldly. I've been at a worldly show there in Nigeria, MC the award, and I saw them rock shoulders. The way P Square came and they were accepted, they also came and they were much more accepted, and I was shocked. Why is it so in Ghana?
This question is.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I understand.
Is it true? What I'm saying, is it true?
Yeah, it is true in a way, but my definition, gospel music is being made to impact. how do you call it, in a way compete. Although there's how do you call it, there's a business side of it, there's an entertainment side of it, but our main core is to impact. It's gospel music needs to go to the heart.
Okay.
You understand? Our kind of approach is different from what the secular people are also doing.
Okay.
So I will not, although if the awards will come and everything, but I'll never compare the two, because gospel music is the different line, and secular music is in a different line. If other people are able to get there, fine. But I believe that now quality is coming in.
Quality is coming in. Okay.
Quality is coming in. People are spending much into their productions and everything. And I believe that it's high time that God, for instance, Danny has paved the way for most of them, and others are also paving way, because there's no way you can find maybe that someone singing at Miss Ghana those times. Was that Nete will go and sing at Miss Ghana. These are a secular platform. AU Summit, Danny will be there singing and that kind of stuff. And you know, it's all out of the impartation. You understand? So we are being called to impact. You understand? So I will not put them the same category as others will put it in order. But I believe that we also need to support our own. You understand? Sometimes we the Christian also like looking outside the four square of the church. We want to taste other stuff. But I believe that gospel music has a future, because now the musicians that you get even playing, even the so-called secular music and all that, they are all instrumentalists from the church.
Okay.
You understand? It's a profession, it's a livelihood they are living, but they all have the faith and all that. So, and all these musicians that are also doing the secular are also coming from the church. You understand? So I believe that there's we don't mix the two, but I know that we're getting there by the grace of God, that God himself is using gospel music. Those times gospel music will not get airplay and we don't have content now, but now we have a lot of shows. Emoji is doing his show, Daniel Hamilton is doing
Joe Metal. I was there last year at Labadi Beach Hotel.
The Christmas with Joe
Yes,
Metal.
it was amazing. It was amazing. It was amazing. I danced from beginning to, and our money didn't finish. So where you go? Why did you have to close?
Sure.
Because Rapaholic closes at 5 a.m. When I was going, it was not time for Rapaholic guys.
But we'll all get there if we have all of us supporting.
Okay.
I believe that the same support you give to Joe Metal, we should also give the same support to maybe
MOG or Luigi McLean.
Luigi, Pacha
or my friend Omari Kisi. Let me pick up a call and then we get to talk. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Yes, sir, boss. Your name and where you're calling us from?
I'm calling from Koforidua. I'm Abraham.
All right, bless you, Abraham. This is Ownership, and we have Pastor Jonathan Kakraba here. What do you have to say concerning the show?
Please, I want to ask Mr. Kakraba that does he have a plan in future, being a sound engineer, training the young ones in church, so that the church sound can, because sometimes you go to a church and you can hear the sound is very horrible, so I just want to ask.
Okay. All right. Thank you, sir.
In future, to train engineers, sound engineers.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for calling. I think our lines are back. 0244093032 or 050-655-4455. You can give us a call and definitely we will get to talk to you. This is Unashamed. Yes, sir.
Yeah, so there's something I'm doing behind the scenes actually.
Okay.
I believe sound, for instance, most of the stuff is not technical.
It's not technical.
You understand? So I in a way, for instance, presentation. I kind of learned something. They say that light travel faster than sound. You understand? So, for instance, your packaging, appearance, and everything is so important. So, we are trying to get something running for engineers when it comes to church
and all
music.
that. Okay.
Gospel music it's different. If you are doing church music and all that, it's a different thing altogether. So, and also now, the big issue that we have here is not just the sound engineers, also the kind of products we have, also inferior products we have, and now everything you see the original copy, you see the fake copy, and people are not being trustworthy. They don't speak the truth. You come selling fake stuff for the original price and all that. So now I think that it's not just the training. We need to do a lot of cleaning up when it comes to that. So
let me pick up a caller. So sorry. Let me pick up a caller and then we get to continue on that. Hello, good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Yes, sir. Your name and where you're calling us from.
Yeah, I'm Eric calling from Asimova.
Okay. Yeah, baby, please, can you increase the volume for me? So
yeah.
Not you.
I just want to tell Pastor that may God bless you so much.
Come again?
I'm saying that I just want to tell Pastor Kakraba that may God bless you so much.
Okay. All right.
And I have not seen him before, but I have been following him on Facebook, and I can say he's doing a good, great work. I think that may God bless him and keep him for us.
Okay.
Oh, God bless you, sir. To God be the glory.
God bless you. All right, we don't take you for granted. Thank you so much for calling us. The numbers are still on your screen: 024-409-3032 or 024 or 050-655-4455. We'll be wrapping up soon, but we'll get to still read Facebook message. You know how Facebook is. When you want to read a message, when the program is going to get very... so I'm getting to lose a lot of messages. As an authority in sound and its technicalities, what are some of the challenges that sound engineers get to face?
Time is everything.
Time. What do you mean by time, sir?
To have ample time to set up, we don't really have it. And one of the challenges that we have, if we want to have production in the church, for instance, a Sunday concert, and whereby you have to wait for the church to close.
Okay.
And you don't even have time. You know, with this work, you really need to prepare yourself to do it. You understand? And we don't have the time to do that. And I believe that we are praying that God will also bless us so that we can have venues, that we can organize Christian programs, that we can have ample time to do setup and production. Because if you see a secular work and all that, a lot of time goes into setup and all that.
Yes.
But you give church closes at 1 o'clock and program starts at 5 o'clock. That's not even enough for you to do your sound check and everything. But we try as much as to do that, and we have other engineers that are doing so well to help this work. And I think that we need enough time. And also, and one thing I also need to tell other people: don't look down upon the engineers that you have in church.
Well, I they look down most of the time. We have a caller. Do we? Okay. Hello. Good evening. Can you hear me? Hello. Good evening. All right. Mepacho, where your Hill TV?
Where your Hill TV? Mepacho, me movie. Mepacho, munto movie.
Mepacho, why? All right, God bless you. All right, so she's talking as a result of Hill TV replaced Tabia on multi-TV.
Okay.
So some of the channels it will appear Tabia.
Okay.
I was fighting with my the guy who fixes satellite. He was telling me, "Oh, is this?" I was so Tabia is on. I said, "That's it." It is on every channel that you requested for. Till I saw that now Tabia. I think I saw a post from our producer on Facebook. Then I recognized that Tabia has been changed with Hill TV. So you can spread that information. So wherever Tabia is, Tabea, is now is HILL. Hill TV is on there. Okay. So you work on that correction. When you see that it's still Hill TV, we won't buy any movie. All right. you were making a point.
So for instance, I grew up with my pastor learning to the point where I can handle service and all that. I grew up with Danny, sometimes encouraging me, the late Danny Native, you can do this, keep on doing. I grew up with Joe Metal to the extent I didn't know everything.
Everything.
I'm still learning.
So you learned
You
during
understand? So let's have patience for people to grow with.
and we shouldn't look down on.
Yes, because you see some of the things that we do, we even push our people out of the church.
What are some of the things that you think church people do that it places a look down attitude on sound engineers?
Sometimes some of them also is the fault of the sound engineers also. you know, the way you carry yourself speaks volumes of things also.
Exactly, yeah.
So I believe that if you're doing this also, you need to give extra time and care to whatever you're doing. Work with what you have, you understand? And also, I think that respect is very, very important. And relationship is very, very important. You understand? And the church, sometimes you want to compare your church to a certain church, which maybe is having sophisticated equipment compared to what you have. But I believe that when you encourage that young man out there that's trying for the church, I tell you 2-3 years from now, let me tell you, you'll be amazed the kind of stuff that he can do. But sometimes you'll be amazed when you let go of that young man looking for a professional. Later on, that young man will be doing exploits outside. Now you don't even have the opportunity to call him again. You get me?
Okay. So, all right. We have few minutes to wrap up. I wish I could read all the messages on WhatsApp. Is this rewarding financially in terms of monetary gains, as in sound engineering?
There's a blessing attached to it.
There's a blessing.
There's a blessing attached to it. Some of the blessings that I get doing this, some of them are not physical.
Are not physical, okay.
You understand? And some also, sometimes I don't know someone anywhere doing something, and the person will just say, oh, I want to sow into what you're doing. Not for me asking and all that. And in a way, the kind of doors that it has opened for me, you understand? Sometimes I might not have that reward from this camp, but for the work I did for this camp opens another door for me to get a double fold of that reward, and God has been so good.
Okay, God has been so good, amazing. This one says, a WhatsApp message, say, Pastor Krabba, you know what brown meant? Mono is single and stereo is married. So please let's diversify. Okay, so that means the person was saying, when would you get married? When would you leave mono to stereo?
Appointed time.
Appointed time. Okay, interesting. Appointed time. Marriage is not wedding. It's another thing. So please don't give our boss pressure. Maybe by 2020 after Corona, no, it can happen.
God is in control.
God is in control. Yeah. I know people who are marrying during Corona.
Virtual wedding.
Yes. I should consider that. I'm trying to read messages, okay? All right. Okay. So, is there anything I've not asked you? Now I'm going old, so I forget some questions.
You've asked everything.
I've asked everything.
Yeah, maybe
sure?
part 2.
We sure will do part 2. We sure will. When you're not doing sound engineering, that's my last but one question. If you're not doing sound engineering, what do you do for relaxation?
Rest is holy.
Rest.
Yeah. Listen to good music.
Okay. What's your favorite music?
Favorite? I'm all round.
I
listen to good music actually, and sometimes you can find me listening to symphony orchestra. Maybe somebody might not like classical music, just to relax my mood and all that, and listen to things that are worthy, and watch movies that will encourage you and all that. So I can just be on my bed, not sleeping, but just relax my mind and thinking, and also learning from other people, listening to other people when they are doing their production and all that. Going for programs when necessary, you are not the one mixing. Okay. Just sit there, listen to someone also mixing for you to also enjoy what the person is doing. So okay, it's very, very important.
It's very important. What's the biggest rumor you've ever heard about yourself? Let's do this one.
Rumor.
That
I'm expensive to get.
You are expensive.
Yeah.
Are you expensive? But are you expensive? That's the rumor going around.
Well, people think that they cannot afford my services and all that. So I'm a child of God. So one thing I believe in, anything that Jesus will appreciate. You understand? There are two people in a synagogue, the rich man and the widow. The rich man gave a lot. The widow gave her might and strength.
Okay.
So I believe that based on anything, I help everywhere.
Okay, that's the biggest rumor you've ever heard about yourself.
Oh yeah, some of them also. Um, I don't dwell on rumors actually, because at the end of the day, everybody will have their personal experience with you. So I believe that I am where I am, even by the rumor also.
By the rumor also.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. What's your final word to those who are watching us, especially to young sound engineers? What do you have to tell them?
Be patient with yourself. Learn. Respect your leaders. And one thing a lot of people do, there are elderly people that they are sound engineers that they were before us, but still give them respect. Don't think that, oh, their time has passed or something. There are certain things that they know that you don't know. So one thing I believe in, that no matter what, if the person is ahead of you, humble yourself and respect the person. And be constructive when you are criticizing people. Something that you can say behind the person.
In front of
the person, don't say behind the person. You understand? And get to have an experience with the person yourself before you can tell. And I think that one of the final things I can say that church, your local church that you find yourself that has given birth to you, be consistent and love your church no matter what. Your home is your home.
No matter what, your home is your home. As a pastor, we will give you opportunity to lead as many that are watching us who are not coming to Christ. Can you help us with that? Or you lead them to sing? You pray for them. Please lead them into prayer.
Prayer?
Yes, so that they can come to Christ.
Okay, so one thing I can say that I'm a living testimony, and if you see me today on Hill TV, it's not by me forcing myself to be here. It's by the grace of God and by relationship that I find myself here. And one thing I need to encourage you, that serving God has its reward. No matter what, whatever you find yourself doing, there's nothing that you have done that God can never forgive you. And I encourage you that serving God is the true key for us living in this hard time like this. Time like this might not even necessarily come again. But I know that this is the time that we need all to get back to God. You understand? You are the body of God. You are the temple of God. And I encourage you that you should give your life to Christ. No matter what you find yourself. If the trumpet sounds today, where will you find yourself? But God doesn't treat you as man will treat you. He's forgiving, He's loving, He's caring. And serving God has its greater rewards that you can ever think of. And I encourage you, I introduce you to Jesus Christ. I introduce you to God. Love Him for yourself. Get a church, join a group. It's not enough for you to be in the church. Find yourself in a group, and it will help you. God bless you so much. My name is Pastor Jonathan Kakraba, and I love you with the love of God.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your number and your Facebook ID in terms of those who want to talk to you and all that.
So Facebook, I'm Jonathan Kakraba Jr. on Facebook. I'm also Jonathan Kakraba Jr. on Instagram. Instagram, you can follow us. You can Facebook. I think it's full, but you can still follow me on Facebook. The number. Should I give the number?
Yes, you can.
Okay, so I can give my number. No problem. 0244 527952. 0244 527952. It's the only number I have, so you can text. Text will do more. So you can text.
Yes. WhatsApp will do more.
WhatsApp will do more. And hey, we're all in this together, and I need you. You need me, for us to get together in this COVID-19 system and COVID-19 what you're going through. We'll get out of this by the grace of God. And I encourage you to keep on your faith and love God. There's nothing too hard for the Lord to do. I bless you in the name of God. Amen.
Amen. Thank you so much for honoring our invitation. And that was Pastor Jonathan Kakraba. So for you sing, then we close. You do the worship, then we close.
I left my key.
We'll bring you another key so that you can sing. I was directed by Lord Ohineba Adai. On camera was Michael Atiboli, Bros J. Thank you. And also Kofi Morgan and Mitch was also here on sound. The one and only Isaac Boachi, aka Yeah Baby, and on lightning Mark Tony and aka Mr. T and Peter. I'm owing Peter 10 CDs. So when I came first in, me 10 CDs. That's 10 CDs. Peter said I bought mask and ran away. I forgot. So, Peter. So this shout out is to cancel the 10 CDs. Thank you so much. We are selling the shout out. And I was produced by my one and only producer, Auntie Na Koshi. And I sent her a request. There is a relationship program that's about to take place. I said I am resigning from Unashamed so that I can take that. So all of you pray for me so that I can do that. I go anyway. Auntie Na Koshi was my producer. And I'm a K. It's always late. But forgive me. And then you, executively produced by the one and only, the major prophet Nigel Gazy, and my name is Felix Dadzie. This has been Unashamed, and you can follow the man of God, Prophet Nigel Gazy, on Facebook. There's a 3 days fasting that is going on. It will help you, it will bless you, it will encourage you, and it will set you on higher for a greater course in life. So we are fasting for 3 days. It started today, we continue tomorrow, and then tomorrow next, and definitely there will be prayers going on. You follow the page Prophet Nigel Gazy, and more details will get going on there. Tomorrow, counseling session with the man of God Prophet Nigel Gazy. Make sure you join us. We're at Domin Market. You get to Prophetic Hill Chapel. When you get to Domin Market, you can ask anybody of Prophet Nigel Gazy's church and you will be directed here. Join us. Let's have a wonderful time. That's exactly 7 a.m. It's a counseling one-on-one. So you can come in one-on-one protected, and then you just come and see him and then go. It starts from 7. So make sure you come in. For any information, you can call any of our studio lines, and then you'll be directed on how you can get here. And don't forget, this program, the repeat of this program shows tomorrow at 9 p.m. That's on Tuesday at 9 p.m. Wednesday, we premiere Live Matters. Make sure you don't miss it with Reverend Khadija to Chedi. Make sure you don't miss out. Or is it Khadija Chedi? Okay. At exactly, is it 6:30? 8 p.m. 8 p.m. Right? Okay. So on Wednesday, all right. So make sure you join us. And Prophetic 360 will continue on tomorrow. Wednesday. Okay. So then, have a wonderful time. We'll see you when you see us. Make sure you don't tune off from the best Christian television network, that is Hill TV. I'll see you later on Thursday. Bye bye.
I depend on you. Depend on you. January, February, March, April, May, June down to December. God, you've been so good. You've been so good. You've been so good. Count my blessings, name them one by one. You've been so good. I will not forget. I will not forget. I will not forget. You've been my lawyer, shelter, helper, provider, healer, helper, God. I will not forget. I will not forget. I will not forget. You are all I need. You are all I want. Mighty Jehovah, I depend on you. Depend on you.
Hill TV. Hill TV.
Hill TV, proclaiming Jesus Christ. Hill TV, proclaiming Jesus Christ.